Alright, so today we're going to be soldering together this mighty ohm Geiger kit here. Now first thing I want you to do is to check, make sure you got all the parts, so I'm not going to make you watch that. But good layout here. Alright, so we're going through, figure I'd open this little nice guy. Here's the Geiger tube. I'm going to stab myself with the blade there. And I decided to get a view on these guys, because I can't really read them. Pre-checked them, put them there for easier grabbing. Alright, so according to the instructions, we're going to do the resistors first, which I've gone through the bill of materials, made sure everything's here. And so I'm just going to take the first one here, which if I'm not mistaken is R8. And it should be a 15 ohm resistor. I don't know, is this right? Brown, green, black, gold, yes. On to a 100 ohm resistor. They're yelling at that damn dog. 100 ohm is R11. Gotta find it. R11 over there, alright. Now we got R6 at 330 ohm. Orange, orange, brown, gold. This one is brown, black, brown, gold, okay. It's maybe kind of hard to see what I'm doing there. I just used one of the through holes on the board to assist in bending them a little bit. Now what do we got next? That was the brown, that was the orange, orange, orange. So we got R5 of 1K. So that, for those who don't know, you can see the colors on there, and those will determine the resistance value. I forget the system off the top of my head. This is the first kit I've done in ages. So this is brown, black, red, gold. Brown, black, red, gold, a 1K, R5, so right below the last one. Now what are we on to here? R3 and R10 are both 10K. Brown, black, orange. Brown, black, orange. I have seen those leg benders that seem pretty awesome. I think I've seen Big Clive's got one. I don't really solder enough to justify one, but I'm hoping to change that. Shit the bed. So once you've got them bent in on, generally advisable to give them a little bend there, then they won't flop out on you. R4, 22K, red, red, orange, gold. Red, red, orange, gold, that is, shut up Discord. R4, over there, alright. Trying to stay in the frame here, I doubt I am at all, but, you know, learning experience. Bend the legs. I got R1, R7, 100K, brown, black, yellow. Yep, R9, red, red, yellow, gold. Yep. One last one here, 4.7 mega ohm, yellow, violet, green, gold. Yellow, violet, green, and gold, and that is R2, which the last one's right here. Alright, so there's all those. I'm going to take the old flux pen here. Let's see, holding that upside down. Dingus. There we go. It's old as hell, but hopefully it still works. Crusty. Flux can make all the difference. And since I'm going to be using kind of probably a semi-underpowered soldering iron at a convenience, figure why not, huh? Lather it. We got some Loctite's Finest here, leaded, and a ISO tip, which should, yeah, I don't remember what these are based off of originally, but also something I learned of from Big Clive. I'll say the soldering iron does kind of give it the beans. The rest of these like AA powered looking fuckers I'm not sure I trust, but I've never tried one to be fair. Probably get a lot of flack for these solder joints, but whatever. Reach around. Got them coffee shakes. You must say, not having the fucking cord on the soldering iron is pretty nice. She's more than powerful enough for doing this kind of thing. Now the resistors are soldered in. Clippy, clippy. Oh, clippy, clippy. Clippy, clippy. You can see the flux is kind of sticky, but it's not the best, not the worst. Should do. The next thing it wants here is, I believe, the diodes. I don't know why they put those so far away. All right. Some of the diodes, D1 larger, with black or silver stripes. So this is the classic diode. The shit, I forget what they're called. I know the other one's a Zener, but I'm drawing a blank on the. Yeah, told you it's been a minute. We got the legs bent. So diodes have a polarity. And you'll see that silver bar there. You want to match that with this line right here. Come on, camera. There we go. So you want to make sure that those two match. I could have bent that better. It'll still do. Bendy, bendy. So this little itty bitty bastard is a Zener diode. And super hard to read what's going on there. Dip her down in there. Let's see, you sit, bend the leads out so it stops moving around. Heat up the component and the pad, then apply the solder and pull on. It's just much nicer. Gotta keep my coil from fucking smacking into the soldering iron, that'd be great. Come on. Oh, see, then you get shit like that where my battery's fucking dying. Oh. There we go. I might have to get the Heiko after all. Back with the Heiko. It's been a minute since I've used it. slide switch. They want the slide switch to go on, which seems early. So this could be kind of a chore here. As you can see, she wants to come out, so you don't get some flux on there. Make sure she's nice and wet. Acts like a paint pen, as you can tell. Pretty old, very crusty. So we're going to solder one side of it and then see what's up. Is that a fucking hair? Yes, it is. Rad. I need to turn the iron up a little bit. Seems like it's taking longer than I'm expecting. Capacitors C3 and C4. So both these capacitors are very small. So C3 is the 1 nanofarad. I'm going to need this again, so that one's marked 102. 221K, so that's, yeah, it's one of these little bastards. Pretty sure that says 102, we'll double check. This is 104, and it's actually written better. So this goes in, this is fucking C3, so Q3, C3 is right there. These are not polarity sensitive. Electrolytic capacitors are, but not these. I think these are ceramic. And I keep tinning the thing. I'm probably overdoing that. I don't know. Really don't have the best practices when it comes to this, but it'll be okay. Here's the other small little fucker. We're just gonna trim. The variable resistor is U. And this should be obvious, but it's not. Right there. Only one way for you. So I suppose this time I should mention, I think I have 3 other Geiger counters, or at least, well, one other kit, and a dosimeter, and I think there's another one, but I don't remember. This one I have special plans for, though, that we will see in the near future, hopefully. But I don't want to spoil anything. And, Lord knows, the way I am with projects, I may never get to it, so we'll see. Okay, what now? Transistors. First solder Q1. This is Q1, so then you gotta do a little fun bend on these dudes, which I kind of wish I had some tweezers for at the moment. You can kind of weasel your fingernail in there, maybe. You can kind of bend it out that way. And then we'll see if I can't find one here to allow me to give it the little So you kind of want something like that. Maybe not as extreme, but... So we'll bend this little dude out a bit, like something like that, kind of. Yeah. This is Q1. So soldering these guys can be a bit interesting just because their proximity is rather close, but it's no surface mount, so I think we'll make it. Need to filter the solder through a cigarette. Usually I just exhale. Try not to get in. You know. Alright. She's not exactly perfect, but again, it'll do. Q2 and Q3, which I managed to make, duh. Okay, Q2, Q3, so we're going to try that again. So Q3 and Q2 are the same thing. So you just got to make sure you get the... Oh, did I fucking soldered that wrong? I did, didn't know. I lucked out on this one. I almost did this one backwards, though. That would have been embarrassing. It would have been really embarrassing. I gotta carefully bend you the other way. Pay attention on the next one, too. All right, back in here. Carefully bend you. All right, that's better. So the transistors have a shape, as you can tell, and I had the leg bent the other way, so this convex part would have been the wrong direction. Wouldn't have worked right. Silly Billy. You get Russian, not paying as much attention as you should. Yeah, my other Geiger counter I actually need to fix. I'm not sure quite what's wrong with it, but I needed an oscilloscope to determine that, and since breaking it, I bought not one, not two, but 3 different oscilloscopes that I still have vague knowledge on how to use. Let's see, what do we got? The one is a Rigol DS1054. The other one's a nice Crow Tektronix, and we've got a Crow HP here next to me as well, but I need to put myself through a boot camp on those. I've got some minor basics down, but even at that point, it's been so long since I've used them, I've forgotten. So that one's good. Now we gotta get Q3 here. We'll double check. They say these are 3904. 3904. I don't know what happened there. Leg did some funny, but we're good. There was some lead still soldered on the tip of the iron that transferred over and basically did the job. People frown on that. I don't really care. All right, starting to come to something. We're getting some parrots. Parrots, babe. All right, what now? Installed the headers, so I do need these. It says it's optional, but you'll see why in the future why that's not the case. So this can be a motherfucker, I'll tell you that. So what I'm gonna do here is drop shit. Anyway, lost it. So we're gonna stick the header through. We're going to brush it like that. We'll set it down, hopefully. Clean the soldering tip. Get off there, you gross shit. Get off there. It's hair stuck in my fucking soldering. Cats, I tell you. Seriously? Alright, so we're gonna do 1. Alright, so once you got 1, you wanna come back. See how it's sitting stupid? I'm gonna burn myself. Yeah, you see how that's sitting stupid? So you don't touch the one you're soldering, but you heat the joint back up. I need to turn my iron up, this is crazy. Alright, so there, that should be better. Yeah. So now that one's held, you can come back in, get the other 2, make it permanent. And hopefully, I won't bodge the solder job as much. So then we got another one here, same thing. We'll just do the same thing as the last one. tack one, check, fix, tack the rest. Oh, that's a terrible solder joint. Alright. Also wonky as fuck. So, come back in. Now that's hot. Alright, that's nice and straight. It's good to me. I think if like you're in a pinch and you need to fix it, I think you could kind of do a run, but you might also just spread solder everywhere. We got one more to do, a 2 gang. Alright, that's the headers. Oh, nicely installed there. That capacitor C2. C2 is marked 2221K. I think that's you. Yep. We're gonna come in. We're just gonna snip this across the board. Don't you fall behind the desk. So we got C2. That is right here. What will the internet say? Oh no. This fucking thing does not want to get warm. That's a jank fucking joint. Come on. That's better. Why are these legs so resistive? Capacitor, and now I want the ceramic resonator, I think. It's this little guy, right? X1 is small, has 3 leads, it's orange and blue. That's you. Does it matter? Non-polarized, so you are going to go over here in X1. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cheat. I'm going to take this tape back off here. And we're just going to fucking tape it on there. Check it out, the tape pulled off some of the pencil. Yay. Easily impressed, what can I say? Come on. Oh, I saw it. It fucking went cold on the other side of the pad. What the hell was that? Technique, I think. IC sockets. Those are on the back here. So these, the same thing. But you'll notice, if you don't know, there's that notch there. And there's a notch there. Get the boards warm. And there should be a dot right there. So those all should match up. So as you see, this right as they are now, all gotta face that way. Cheeky indicator you'd miss if you just didn't know. But I'd be surprised anybody watching this video wasn't already aware of that. So we'll get the, and this one holds itself in there, so that's pretty nice. Just, I like that. That felt good. So let's put the other one in, fuck it. Same thing on this guy, little notch. Goes with the notch. This is for a triple nickel timer, classic. All right, so now we'll flux both those up. Come on. Come on. What the fuck? You can definitely burn yourself doing this too if you touch the wrong thing at the wrong time. It's getting warm, I can tell. All right. The flux didn't quite take, or maybe it just didn't come out. This thing is kind of old. She's a little crusty, a little fucking nasty. So let's make sure. I see the shmoo on there. Not sure I did it before though. All right. Could probably spare the few dollars for a new one of those, but fudge it. Is there going to be a jump cut right here? Maybe. Maybe not. Let's watch the Fallout Season 1 there. Shocker, I'm sure very few haven't, but I thought it was good. Took me a few episodes to get going. The first 3, I think, I don't know, I wasn't really feeling it. But by the 4th one, yeah, I was fucking ready to scream it from the rooftops. And promptly finished the season within about a day and a half or something. I don't know, stayed up way too late Thursday night watching that shit. Yeah, I'm very curious to see where they go. I like some of the things they've done. I'm glad it's not, trying to stick to one of the previously known stories or something. They could have really fucked that up, I think, but yeah, curious to see where it goes. I haven't played Fallout 76 in quite some time. I'm sure it's seeing a boost in popularity currently. Just can't bring myself to care. I have been trying to get into Starfield, but I've been kind of reluctant to. Just seems kind of formulaic. I don't know. I like the setting. It's pretty as fuck. But they need to, I don't know. I don't know what lost there. Morrowind was like my first RPG and I fucking love it, but I think nostalgic clouds causing fucking problems or something. Nothing seems to measure up, but I can't go back and play it because it's just god-awful user interface type stuff and interaction. Let's double check, make sure this thing, it's far too late now, but yeah, I feel like I should have my iron a little warmer for this or something. Whoops. Is this a big ground plane? Is that stealing a lot of heat, maybe? You just say drank and dank? I have scary interesting on the TV because something's always on my TV, but that was not a great one. Swear to God, you just said drank and dank. Sockets are installed. She's coming together, I must say. Not looking too bad. What do we got now? All right, the inductor L1. That's this guy. I've never really seen one like this style, I guess, but it's yeah, like a little pot of deglio. I don't know. What are you going under? L1. Doesn't look like polarity matters, huh? What do you say? You can go in either way. Alright. Fucking... You're killing me here, Smalls, with this. Ooh. That was a good one. Fuck you. Ugh. Alright. Pizio. Now it's time to use my speaker stand. Direction. It can go in either way. I mean, you know what I mean? So I feel like these you probably don't want to hammer with heat for too long. They're pretty plasticky looking component there. Jesus Christ. Why don't you just go in there? I do think there's kind of a bit of an issue here. Yeah, I feel like that's not taken super well. Yeah, the fucking ground plane, I think, has taken up a lot of the heat. Here, get you cleaned off again. Don't fucking shoot solder at me, please. It looks kind of ass. I don't know. In there, it just looks kind of shit. Guess we'll keep a note of it. Might need to come back a little bit higher heat. Solder the electrolytic C5. So this is another polarity sensitive item. So C5, you'll see they have a plus over here. And the electrolytic capacitors, I believe that's the negative side. I'm going to read up real quick. It's been a long time since I've done this. The side, black capacitor with a white stripe on one side. That side is negative and goes away from the plus symbol. So you got this white here, right? Which fucking, it's got basically a negative symbol on there. So it's going to go this way. There's a few different ways they can mark that. Sometimes they'll put a flat slide to the circuit. I think kind of like the transistors over here. This one's marked plus. Sometimes they'll mark them negative. You really have to pay attention to it though. Shut up, Discord. Yeah, that ground plane's a bitch. I don't recall reading any warnings about that. Generally, anything like that, you can suck a lot of heat away from your iron. I need to turn it up, or you can preheat the board. I don't think that's necessary on here. Never had to do that, but I've seen it somewhere. Hey, suck it. Suck it in there. She's coming together. She's coming together, I tell you. All right. Now what? The tube clip holders. This could be a motherfucker, right? So it doesn't look like it matters. Oh, wait a minute. So what? J1, J2. So we'll double check that makes sense, right? Yeah. Okay. So these could be a bit of a bear to solder as well, depending. Hey, he's talking about Manchester. Which one is this? What is this video? The creepiest cases. Yeah, people love making shit up about this area. Fucking liars. Nerds. Nerds is the guy who's soldering a Geiger counter together. Nerds. And doing kind of a shitty job at it, but we'll get there. It's probably burning my desk right now. I will never climb that mountain. I just have no interest in doing such a thing. Thank you very much. Yeah, motherfucker. That was hot. We're gonna try this side. And we're gonna wait. And we're gonna wait. And we're gonna wait. And we're gonna go for it. And I should have waited. Diarrhea. Diarrhea. Soldered in tube holders. Man, she's looking like something, huh? Now what do we got now? Solder the LED. LEDs are positive, and if I remember correctly, so one leg is longer, and I think that's the cathode. The long LED goes in the hole marked plus. I don't remember. They're not going to tell me, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. Where's the LED? So the LED goes there. This one's actually marked in both ways. See, so you got the flat on one side, and you got the plus. So the long leg goes into the plus side, and there should be a flat represented on here as well, if I can get my hands and brain to cooperate. But yeah. So usually the modus operandi is you solder the smallest components, so that's why they had me start with the resistors here. And then you slowly work your way up to whatever's sticking out the most, right? So you can see this is just kind of even or above the tube holder. Talking about people going missing. Why are so fascinating? I mean, I don't know anything about it, but the fact that they're talking about it on YouTube all spooky makes me not believe it. Lead. Alright. Solder C1, the larger ceramic disc cap. So you go over here. Again, polarity doesn't matter. Finally, one that I can bend again and not have to fucking forget, you know, freak out about. And the push button, I'm going to stick in. What do they got to say about that? It should just kind of flop in there, if I remember correctly. They kind of have a snap to them, like so. We'll do both of those. I'm glad I brought you in close up for this. Solder the battery holder. I skipped right over that fucking thing. So the battery holder. Why are you being fickle? There we go. I don't know why you wouldn't do this first. They say not to. I'm fucking gonna. So, let's see. We'll get that dealt with here. Will that fit? Can I be super lazy about this? Oh, you better believe I can. Alright. Yeah, you like this little guy? Oh, I forgot I was zoomed in. Nice. Let's see, where do we get you? Tell my laps in the view. Yeah, alright. So, I mean, she's fucking in there, so we're gonna install the triple nickel. Oh boy. So you got the dot, and you got that little dimple on that side right there. So we're just gonna kind of roll. So this can be kind of tricky. You don't want to go too crazy because you'll bend a bunch of fucking legs and you're in a world of hurt, and it looks like I might be set up for that. So you kind of want to roll them in a little bit. I did not do that either. Alright, looks like we're all good. And now for the microcontroller. Atmel AT Tiny 2313B. Alright. So I'm going to kind of do that because I want it to go a little smoother, and there's a lot more legs on this one. Alright, so you got the... Yeah, see, I didn't quite do it enough. I'm not a fan of Jack Kerouac. Is that fucking On the Road, if I'm not mistaken? I'm not a fan. Alright, so... See, we got all the legs going in all nice. And that's kind of a nasty fucking sound, though. Not gonna lie. Everything looks good. Alright. I don't know if there's a polarity here. Looks like there's a polarity here. Oh boy. Do I have some batteries lying around? I think I do. We got that in there. Install the Geiger tube, test it. I should probably, yeah, that's not the worst idea actually. I didn't solder in the battery holder, so that's smart. And, did I forget anything else? I got the switch before that because I skipped a step. So I think this is the last we'll need of the soldering iron if everything goes well. And then one of these, they finally did warn that you might have to hold the iron for a while because it's gonna have a giant friggin' heat sink there. And I'm assuming it's this one because it's fucking not taken. Yeah, this is nuts. I've never really had a big problem with this, but that's a fucking huge ground plane, I guess. So it does not want to take, ooh, fingers. Yeah, this is, I'm gonna have to fucking turn it up. How do I even turn this fucking thing up? Yeah? No. Yes. This is a pain in my ass. You turn it up? I don't think I adjusted the temperature right. This is a pain in my ass. Why didn't you fucking go up, motherfucker? Let's see if the fucking who's what's her will do it. He said be careful cutting these, which I believe that is some thick shit. Alright, that's what I was saying. Is this should probably be cleaned, the flux, as you'll see, if you can get, yeah, see all that shit? I don't really want that shit on there, so I'm gonna get some ISO and a toothbrush, I think. Got some AAA's here. Fucking fancy Sony brand. That was devil is, so make sure it is off. These things do generate pretty high voltages. Alright, should use a non-conductive screwdriver. I can't find it. So they say turn VR1 all the way counterclockwise. Right, that's all the way counterclockwise. 2 AAA batteries and turn on the circuit. Am I supposed to see something? Listen for clicks and watch for the LED. I feel like something's not right. Whoa. Whoa, no way. Let's see here. So what does it say? Slowly rotate VR1 clockwise till you hear clicks. Once you start hearing clicks, rotate VR1 about 45 degrees more and stop. The adjustment's not very critical, so we're going to reduce it back down. And we'll, okay. So this is probably picking that up. So this may not be the... What's it like for them? I don't know. Out there maybe? Well, she fucking works. Yes. Thumb sideways. a little nervous to pick it up. So that is part one of a future project that you'll see for sure. But I need this right here. Maybe this, definitely this. Yeah, thanks for watching.